My father found $25,000 under my mattress. I spent it on your sister's wedding. Consider it a gift, he said. I just looked at him and replied, understood. 2 minutes later, my grandfather walked in and asked, the money I gave you to keep, where is it? Dad went pale. I smiled, whispered something to Grandpa, and watched him pick up his phone. Minutes later, a knock at the door. The knock wasn't gentle. 3 firm hits. My neighbor across the hall cracked her door, peeking out. Dad didn't move. Grandpa said, open it, without raising his voice. A man in a dark blazer stepped in, shoes still wet from the rain. He looked at the room, and my father slouched at my table, at me standing by the counter. Good afternoon, he said, and placed a slim envelope on the table between the salt shaker and Dad's keys. Dad laughed, too loud. This is ridiculous, he said, glancing at my neighbor like she was an audience he needed. We're handling family business. Grandpa didn't sit. Read it. Dad didn't. He pushed the envelope away. You're embarrassing me, he hissed, low enough that he thought only I could hear, in front of people. I kept my hands flat on the counter. You already did that. The man in the blazer cleared his throat. Sir, I'll need confirmation today. Dad stood up, knocking his chair back. Confirmation of what? The man tapped the envelope once. Custody of funds. My phone buzzed in my pocket. I didn't look at it. Dad did. He stared at my pocket like it might bite him. What did you tell him? He asked me. I told him where the money came from, I said. Calm. And where it went. My sister's name came out of his mouth like a shield. It was for the wedding. Everyone saw how beautiful it was. You were there. You smiled. I smiled, I said. I didn't pay. Grandpa finally sat. Slow. Careful. You were holding my money, he said to Dad. You signed for it. Dad's eyes flicked to the envelope again. He reached for it, stopped, pulled his hand back. The neighbor's door opened wider. Someone down the hall started filming. I don't understand why you're doing this, Dad said, turning to me now, voice soft, performative. You could have come to me. I did, I said. You told me to consider it a gift. Silence stretched. The man in the blazer checked his watch. That was when I took the receipt from my pocket and slid it across the table. One piece of paper, a storage unit invoice. Today's date, my name. Dad stared. What is that? My mattress is empty, I said. I moved what was mine yesterday. Grandpa nodded once. The man in the blazer picked up the receipt, read it, and tucked it into the envelope. Thank you, he said to me. Dad's face changed. Not anger, calculation breaking. You can't do this, he said. That money is already spent. I know, Grandpa said. That's why this is happening. The man stood. Sir, he said to Dad, you'll receive a call within the hour. Instructions will follow. Dad lunged for his phone. Wait! The man stepped back. Any further contact goes through counsel. I felt my phone buzz again. I pulled it out this time. A notification. Access revoked. Dad saw it. He made a sound I'd never heard him make before. Small, thin. He looked around the room like the walls had shifted. You set me up, he said. I shook my head. You walked in. Grandpa stood, tapping his cane once on the floor. We're done here. Dad grabbed my arm as Grandpa turned away. Not hard. Desperate. Please, he said. Think about your sister. I looked at his hand on my sleeve, then at the neighbor's phone, then back at his face. Let go. He did. The man in the blazer opened the door. The hallway was full now. Whispers. Phones. Someone said my father's name out loud. As they left, Dad sank back into the chair. His phone rang. Unknown number. He didn't answer. It rang again. I picked up my keys. Behind me, he said my name once. I didn't turn around. In the hallway, the man in the blazer said quietly, this won't stay private. I know, I said. Downstairs, my phone buzzed again. A group chat lighting up. Family names. Question marks. Screenshots starting to appear. I stepped into the rain as Dad's call finally went to voicemail. And then my sister's name flashed on my screen.